Aussie. 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 Angry Aussie. Aussie. Angry.
All right, starting off another week of live streams. Don't know why I so regularly feel compelled to sing badly at things I'm doing. Hey, Greg, how are you this evening? Good to see you, my man. Just, I don't know, Tuesday night chill. We'll see what happens, see what I get up to. I'm going to do some taste comparisons tonight. Drinking booze in the name of science. That's what I call it anyway. So that's my justification. But first, I think I'll have a rum old-fashioned. Because I think I'll put it in here. Did I? No? Because I just made so much of it. And it's so good. This one. Rum old-fashioned. All right. How was date night? It was pretty good. We had a good time. We actually went to 2 venues. We had dinner and cocktails, and because we were passing another place we liked on the way home, we had a nightcap, as they say, more cocktails. That was good. Basically, good time. Had some good food, some good cocktails, good company with Mrs. Angry. Peel me some orange utan. Nice oil smells. I'm gonna trim some pith, I think, so it's not too much. Though Mrs. Angry hasn't complained about it for a while, so that's probably fine. Put that in. And just because we can, another piece, I think. God, it's bizarre to me how bad I am at some basics of bartending, like peeling a citrus. Should be condemned to work as a barback for hours and do the menial things like preparing fruit and garnishes and stirring cocktails. I can't even stir properly with a spoon. That's just something I should practice, really. You got some of my books. Actually have a coaching thing. This is how you stir. Wait, where is my jar of cherries? I guess it's up here, is it? Yes, it is. Ah, cherry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Sometimes I worry I forget to wash some of my utensils, but I appear to be on top of it. Some cherry. Stab. There we go. From hell's black heart I stab at thee. I don't even know what that is. Is that Moby Dick? Now I want to look that up because I mutter that a lot and I should understand the context. From hell's heart I stab at thee. It is Moby Dick. Well, I'm glad I knew that. I thought it was Moby Dick. From hell's heart I stab at thee. I've never read Moby Dick. From what I understand, it's a bit of a trudge. Actually, okay, can I get a free audiobook of Moby Dick? Because I'm only getting it if it's free. Let me have a look. Moby Dick. Oh, unsurprisingly, there's a few versions of it. Let me see. What are the versions? Pay for it, pay for it, pay for it. Pay for it? So these are obviously all different productions with different readers. There's a bunch of them are like episodes. What does that mean? God, there are so many versions of it. Spanish version is free. I could get it in Espanol. Oh, there's actually a version where it's just called The Whale. Apparently it was published under... Okay, I need to know what these episode things are. Moby Dick, 18 episodes. What is this? By Herman Melville and Marty Ross. It's a dramatic adaptation. Right, so it's a dramatic adaptation. That's what the episode ones are. I don't think I want that. But I also don't want to pay for Moby Dick because I'm not convinced it will be good. I'm halfway through an Alan Dean Foster trilogy. And I think I'll do a non-fiction book after this. What I noted something in my wish list. What did I want? Oh yeah, the memoir about Facebook, which is apparently just really highlighting psycho nightmare environment. Careless People, a story of where I used to work. I think I want to get that next. Trying to mix things up with some fiction and some non-fiction. Expand my mind. My mind needs to be expanded. Oh, fucking yum. Oh, okay. That rum old fashioned is really tasty. Strong too, I think. Let the ice dilute it a little bit. I got super tempted to get an ice machine I saw online from Kogan. Supposed to make completely clear ice balls. And it's so much cheaper than most of these machines, but I don't know if I trust it. And is there a money back guarantee? Who knows? I won't rush into it. Oh, that is yummy. Ooh, really got those island spice flavors in there. I put some pimento dram in, tiki bitters, and my spiced sugar syrup. It's just friggin' yum, is what I am a saying. Very tasty, very much in enjoying my tasty little beverage. We'll see after the gang. Is the gang gonna be here? Just chilling, just a relaxed start. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Quiet start. I could have been making some videos. I was in two minds today. At one point, I was thinking I would do some short cocktail videos tonight. Then I decided not to, because all things being equal, I'm probably streaming on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll make some videos those nights. And I'm not organized. I think it's too late for me to change my mind and make a decision to do a cocktail video tonight. Hello, Madam Butterfly. How are you? You back at work? You were having a 3-day weekend. That's gosh darned yummy. So I think I'm in a countdown to going away. So let me see. The old one day in September. So I assume it's the 26th. So it's like, oh no, okay. So date night, not a date night. Okay. Justin, been testing AI to make yourself look younger. Some good. Well, as I pointed out when you put that one on me, Justin, it doesn't look remotely like young me. And you're right, the AI images have a particular look. You get used to them. You can pick them pretty much straight away. I've got no problem with playing with them as a toy. It's just the companies behind them are evil, soulless, stealing, thieving fucks. And the whole thing is it's just the next tech bubble. Like they can't make money from they're spending tens, if not hundreds of millions in the development, and they will never make that investment back. It's just another bullshit tech bubble. It's so fucked. Madam Butterfly, you are going back today in 2 hours. Oof. You're insomnia, so you're always up hours before you have to go to work. Damn, that's tasty. A very distinctive taste. Reminds me, I gotta put a little package together. Man, I ended up having an unexpectedly big mail day today. Booze delivery, which I was expecting either today or tomorrow, and it came today. And I got a bit surprised by a shirt delivery. I think it's my first new shirts this year. I don't think I've bought any earlier this year. But again, I lose track of time. I swear I used to be better at keeping track of time. I do blame COVID and the complete disruption of the world. Literally just had a bit of food stuck between my teeth. Well, again, with that, you know yourself, Justin. Does that look like you looked when you were little? But what I find funny about the AI image generators is like I've mucked around with them at work, like, oh, like do a logo for this or an illustration for this, because you're just bored, not actually using them or anything, just pissing about instead of working. And said, yeah, do it like that. And when, oh, that's not bad. And you go like, you probably only want to tweak these couple of things on it. And you say to it, do it again, but just change this and this. And the next thing it reproduces is not a tweak of the last one, even though that's specifically what you told it to do. It's a completely different image. It's like it's a fun toy for just pissing about with, but in practical terms, it's 99% useless. Or if you use it, it's like particularly commercially, it's super fucking obvious that someone's made AI slop. That's bullshit. I did see an article today with some creatives saying like they're now getting jobs to fix bullshit AI did. And that was both visual artists and writers. Like some company thought they could use AI to do a thing, and AI just sort of does something vaguely kind of sort of what they wanted, but annoyingly shit in important ways, and they're paying someone to fix it. I mean, I think particularly for visual stuff, it could be useful for, like, if you're completely artistically untalented like me, you might have done a sketch or even like a stick figure thing. I want a thing that looks like this but good. And you can flesh out ideas a bit like that with AI. But yeah, if you want something good or worthwhile, you need to pay a talented or skilled person. Saying talented or skilled, I don't know what the difference between the two is. I think talent suggests it's natural, whereas skill is something you develop by working at it. I think all creative people, whether it's with writing, music, visual arts, I think they've all worked very hard. I do think, just based on experience, I do think some people just have more natural talent for things, but it's to be really good is definitely practice. It's refining your skills. Just based on my experience, some people seem to have a head start. They have a natural affinity for music or writing, or less so writing, I think. But maybe that's just because it's my area and I just think it's practice and repetition. But yeah, some people just seem better when they're starting, but they only become really accomplished at their creative endeavor if they practice it, if they just keep going at it, and they get better and better by continually working at the skill, the craft, the art, whatever you want to call it. It's 6 of one, half a dozen. No, I do think natural talent only counts for so much. You may have sort of a predisposition to something where it seems like you just start off better than most people start off, but you're not going to become top level at something without working at it. But I also think some people just have a predisposition for working at it. They are driven to just work at something. They enjoy working at it, and it doesn't seem so difficult to them. So they're happier to work at it and work at it and work at it. And so they get much, much better just through hard work and continuing to work at it, sticking to something. So I'm sure there are innumerable studies of this sort of thing that address it in a much more intelligent. You can use AI to write code for a Wikipedia page. Yeah, people have started calling that vibe coding because, again, what coders learned, there was an initial thing of, oh, yeah, I tell it to do something and it does something, but there'll be a cascading series of problems with the code. And some people say, I like using the AI to do the vibe coding to get in the right general area, and then I fix it. Whereas some people say it's more difficult and time consuming to fix AI code or to improve on AI writing or AI visual images. Visual images, Jesus Christ. Some people say it's more difficult to improve the thing that AI has kind of done, but is kind of fucked up. But some people say it really helps them using AI to start with words. I actually know for my work, I've used the large language models just to get me thinking. And I've said like, hey, I need to write a thing. It's about this. It's about this. It's about this. Da, 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 da. Go for it. And I always say, and provide me references so I can go into the original thing. And then I'm not starting with a blank page. So sometimes the end product, like, because I've done this a bit, and sometimes the end product looks nothing like the thing the LLM generated, but it gave me something to start with. Sometimes I actually don't change what the LLM created all that much. But yeah, I think you have different experiences at different time and people relate to it in different ways. But it is at the very least interesting. And you can sort of discuss it in isolation. But for me, I can never get away from the companies behind AI are evil, lying scumfucks. And they are talking bullshit all the time. They are just fucking lying about their capabilities. So it doesn't work just as much time fixing AI as if you wrote it yourself. Yeah, just I like I was saying, I like it for references. I was just going like, if we're talking about this, what's an accept? And because like I'm working in IT, I'm working in cybersecurity, like I'm talking about if we need guidelines for a thing, and I'd say like, what are some industry accepted guidelines? Give me references to everything you say, and often like it'll just be a phrase that I like. It'll be a blah, 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 yeah, that's okay, and it might give me a structure that I like, and I write my own thing. But sometimes they'll be a phrase, and of course they've taken it from somewhere else, which is why I always ask for references. But yeah, sometimes there'll be a phrase, and it's like, ooh, I like that phrase. That phrase is good. But yeah, if you're doing anything vaguely technical, which is what I do in my job, and you use one of those LLMs, always ask it to give you the references, like what its source material is, because it will it will write in a confident tone something that's completely wrong. So you want some credible sources you can relate to. You can use it as a starting point, but if it's your end point, it's a really high risk of just giving you something completely wrong. And there are so many examples of it in the real world. You just if you're going to use it to summarize. Actually, I read something recently, and I kind of like this idea. Some students were saying, uh, I use it to ask dumb questions, like stuff that I would do. They say stuff I'd be embarrassed to ask in a lecture or tutorial, or go up to my lecturer and say, because you feel like I feel like this is a dumb question, and you can ask the large language model the dumb question without fear of recrimination, and then it's like, oh, okay, it's that, and then you can research based on what it tells you. Uh, I never know, like, sort of like which anecdotes are real and whatnot, but there are some very funny anecdotes of university papers being submitted that are super obvious and that the student put zero effort into. They get caught, like, to the extent what I saw one where someone was saying they got a paper and the first paragraph was write me an essay on XYZ in covering da 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 da. And so the person didn't even put the effort in to take their prompts out of it. And again, when I read these, I don't know if they're true. It's kind of like when you see something and you, yeah, look, if it plays in exactly to your way of thinking, I always urge caution. It's like if it seems to perfectly match your worldview, it's maybe not true. If something seems too good to be true, maybe it's not true. That's all I'm saying. Uh, anyway, ooh, that's something I've been looking forward to. I'm going to taste compare these two cream liqueurs. See if they actually taste different. Oh, there's these little cups. Just got so much glassware in there. It's not just booze. Glassware. Okay. I don't know if these are going to taste different. They're made by the same mold. But this one, which I just got today, they call double cream. I want to know if it tastes different. Anyway, this stuff is very yummy. All right. Do. Hell yeah, that's some good shit. Mm. Yeah, the first confusing thing is that's colder because I had it in the freezer. I don't know if it actually tastes any different. Oh yeah, Justin, I reckon definitely school teachers are seeing a lot of stuff produced by AI from students. I think I would have liked it at school, um, just as an idea generator, because I used to have trouble starting something, and yeah, if I could go to things say "Duh, duh, duh, duh," and it gave me something, then it'd be like, ah, and then I could do something original based on where it led me. Man, that stuff is really, really yummy. And I don't really know if the double cream version tastes any different. But you know what? I'm willing to take the hard slog and drink extra booze just to compare flavors, like I'm, like I'm going to do with whiskey in a minute. Mm. Let me see. Mm. dang. Oh, well, damn good is all I'm going to say. Whiskey cream liqueur. Yum. It's so yummy. I like it. I think you're meant to have coffee in these little insulated things. I like how it looks with the drink suspended in there. Oh, that's so tasty. Right, being good. Put that away. Except I'm not being good. Gonna do a whiskey taste test too. Actually, maybe I'll be good and have something non-alcoholic to drink. Even just to cleanse my palate. Get the mineral water. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's a funny old world. To spend hours today trying to get my Windows 11 upgrade fixed on my laptop at work. But I had to guess how old your mum is. It said mid-50s, she's 69. Yes, well, I assume it was just plucking something at random. Did you tell it how old you were? But of course, it's feasible, to have a parent who's only 20 years older than you. Well, I mean, it's feasible to have a parent who's only 14, 15 years older than you. That happens. Sorry, just made me think of something. I just have to quickly look it up. Yes, Donna Gonzalez, an American. It's a guy. Oh my God. Okay, so I was randomly thinking, because I've been watching Alien Earth on Disney Plus, and a couple of episodes were directed by someone called Dana Gonzalez. My friend Corey's mum's name is Dana Gonzalez, because of course Dana, is a unisex name. And just because I knew a female Dana Gonzalez, I thought, what a coincidence. There's another Dana Gonzalez. This one's a guy. So I was going to tell Corey's mum, hey, there's a Dana Gonzalez who's a director. Don't know if she wants to be told there's a guy Gonzalez. Oh, Justin, was it a picture that you asked them to judge? She looks freakishly younger than she is. Some people do. I mean, and some people don't. But I mean, it's kind of like you're finding like you see something from the 70s or 80s. When it really freaked out, Wally Shawn in My Dinner with Andre is mid-30s, and he looks like a badly aged 50 plus. So everyone used to look older. It's like people who are playing old people are only in their 50s, and today the actor playing that role would be in their 70s. Like the washed up loser I keep bringing this up, the washed up loser has-beens in Cheers were in their mid-30s when the show started. And they look 20 years older than they are. But some people look younger for a long time, even without, cheating with surgery or Botox or something. Genetics, I guess. But, there you go. Justin, you're 36. Some people think you're late 20s. But again, yeah, like I get 10 years, that's a reasonable one. But yeah, I continually get surprised, because, action stars who, I realize I've been watching them since their early 20s. They're now, over 60, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and whatnot. But a butterfly, you don't look your age. There you go. I do semi-regularly get surprised at someone telling me their age. And it's like, oh, yeah, I thought you were like 10 years younger. Oh, I tell you who floored me. A comedian who's doing really well on YouTube at the moment, Josh Johnson. And I'd seen him on The Daily Show where I thought he was about 20. And then I was watching an interview with him and talking about how he's been, like in the biz for more than 10 years. And I was like, wait, how friggin' old is he? And I looked it up and he's 35. I was like, oh God, I was going mid-20s, you mid-30s. Ray signed up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you get the acronym wrong, Race? You were trying to get your optical internet. Oh dear. Just in 30 years, they might be able to reverse aging. Then again, might not. Like, that might be total bullshit. You've got very rich people who are convinced they should be able to do it, and they're full of shit, and they should not be trusted. They're disconnected from reality. They got this Peter Pan syndrome, and they're convinced they have enough money to live forever, and they don't. They're going to die like everyone else. But that I do believe that's a valid statement, Justin. 30 years might be able to genuinely reverse aging, or prolong vigorous life for decades. That is a reasonable statement. Have to admit, if I was really going to place bets, I'd say they won't. It's possible. But I think they won't. We won't. Humans won't. Ray, you don't want to prolong life? Be around long enough? Narcissists usually want to prolong their lives. I'm at the age whenever like a famous death gets reported, like particularly someone's like, it's like, well, they just were old enough to get sick and die. I go, oh, how close are they to my age? Are they within 5 years? Are they within 20 years? Justin, okay, it's interesting. You're talking about lab-grown organs are likely to prolong life. Yes, well, like we already do organ transplants. What is not very well publicized is people with organ transplants. Like, yes, it prolongs their life in most cases because we've gotten quite good at it. But people who've had organ transplants have health problems their whole life, and they have to keep taking these drugs so their body doesn't reject the introduced thing. It is not as straightforward as we sometimes think. Hannah, yes, you came in at lab-grown organs. Crash to crime in progress. We're trying to say we're not grave robbing and taking organs and growing them in a lab. Look, predicting the future is a mug's game. What we see when we look back at predictions, a common trend is people predicting big things that don't happen or do happen but don't have the impact that people are thinking. And they completely miss small things that cumulatively have a massive effect. Justin, what you're saying there, lab grown organs grown from your old cells, is completely hypothetical and may never happen or may not happen for several lifetimes. It may happen in the next 10 years. How do you think about black market? Interest you in a lab grown kidney? Yeah, someone just got some lab grown organs. You want one? You'll be the front man no one suspects. Oh god, yeah, no, Rays. It's YouTube does weird things, and I never know what it's doing. What's happening? YouTube. I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, good lord. Oh god, I always forget that YouTube tried to do the top fans thing. Look, that might be a thing for actual big channels with lots of things, but I don't know. Justin AIDS would have been a great candidate for lab-grown organs. He did need most of his organs substituted because they'd been damaged, well, by a whole cavalcade of things. Certainly, the necrotizing fasciitis was within a day or two of liquefying his major organs. But then also his substance abuse was very organ damaging. I'm pretty sure AIDS defied medical science enough. He would have been ineligible. Yeah. I don't know. It's he definitely would have benefited from a lot of synthetic replacements for body parts. I mean, yeah, I think what he would have wanted most of all was a cure for rheumatoid arthritis. Right. What would be a hilarious way for him to check out? What if he'd grown mutant organs from his own cells? I don't know. I mean, he did check out multiple times. Just the final way was very low key. It's like pneumonia killed him. Don't know if they ever did tests if it was COVID related. Hannah, if anything, AIDS would be the one would want to make more powerful. Yes, it reminds me of the old Simpsons line. Larry Hagman's got all these kidneys. We didn't want to give them to him, but he just took them. Just they've got lab grown hearts pumping in the lab. Yeah, look, I mean, the first heart transplants were like the first few patients died. It's also like artificial hearts. They've only done those with people who are like, you're going to be dead next week. Can we experiment on you and put an artificial heart in? Like one guy lived for a year or two, and like he was literally like, "You're going to be dead next week, and you're not a candidate for a donor heart. Can we do an experiment on you and put an artificial heart in?" And I think you're right that he just put all the extra lab-grown kidneys and whatnot, just pack them in. The whole thing about prolonging life, it's like I said, based on the history of predicting things that are going to happen. When people are like confidently predicting, oh yes, people are going to live for hundreds of years or whatever, it's like there's a really high chance that's never going to happen. Like I tell you what's not going to happen, the Mars colony. Not just because Elon Musk is full of shit and everything he says is a fucking lie. He is full of shit and everything he says is a fucking lie. But the whole idea of the Mars colony, the list of reasons that's somewhere between mind-bogglingly difficult and impossible is very long. And also, like people who think like, oh, Elon Musk is going to escape. No, he's not. Jesus Christ. Even if you had a Mars colony working, life would be shit, compared to living on Earth with billions of dollars at your disposal. Life in a Mars colony would just be shit. That literally sounds like an AIDS line. Have you ever met a man with 6 spleens before? What'd you put in Discord, Justin? First durable, totally artificial house announced a success. Oh wait, who made it? Was that at Monash? Total artificial heart. It's November 24. At St. Vincent's in Sydney. Spent weeks in the ICU. Discharged in early Feb 2025. Neat. Yes, the patient was experiencing severe heart failure and volunteered to become the first Australian recipient of a total artificial heart. Well, it'd be very interesting how long it is. Like, I'm sure there were cases of people living for a year or more with a completely artificial heart. It's like, yeah, again, they were going to be dead next week. Ray's changed the name from Mars to Catalan. Now, Catalan is Lebanon. I swear I just want to stalk that guy every time he speaks in public. Just be in the crowd shout, Bob, you're Lebanese. Bob, you're a new Australian. Because the guy is so fucking disconnected from reality. It's so bizarre. I like all these other weird stuff. I've just gone, oh yeah, he's just a bit weird and eccentric. This one is like, dude, that self-loathing you've got going on is pretty fucking weird. Oh yeah, no, Justin, that's not the first artificial heart where you don't have a pulse. Dick Cheney had an artificial heart put in where he didn't have a pulse. It's just a continual pump. Oh yes, okay, Rays. Katter was born in Australia. His grandfather's from Lebanon. Yeah, I'm just taking the piss because he was it was very hard to miss in the news in the last week. He went absolutely feral and threatened to punch a reporter for bringing it up. But it's just like, dude, your grandfather was Lebanese and your name comes from him. someone changed it a bit to make it sound a bit more Anglo, but your fucking grandfather was Lebanese. It's just like, it's so weird. Like him going spack about that is just like, that's some weird self-loathing. Like all these other stuff, I'd never really got self-loathing from it. It's just like he's weird and a bit unhinged and a bit quirky. And this one is just like, wow, that is some to just aggressively, violently reject your Lebanese heritage is some weird fucking self-loathing. But I just want to see him go off his nana, which is why I want to follow him around going, Bob, you're Lebanese. Because it's ridiculous that he gets upset at it. Right, he's got to be autistic. There is something going on with him. Like his most famous one talking about marriage equality, where he starts to go, people should love who they love. Let 1,000 flowers bloom as beautiful. But I'm not going to waste time on that because every week someone gets torn apart by a crocodile. Like, which was doubly weird because first, no, they don't. He grossly exaggerated the number of crocodile attacks. But just the way his voice and physicality completely change sentence to sentence is fucking weird. That's there is something going on with him. I think old Bob is well in neurospicy territory. Really doesn't like to be challenged on his worldview. Like a funny thing in one interview, where he's just saying like, "Oh, the thing there's no one gay in my electorate." It's like, what did the journalist go like? Hey, I'm gonna open Grinder on my phone now and find dudes who want to fuck another dude within 5 kilometers of where we are now, and see how many hits I get. Yeah, I think he would be a fascinating study for a psychologist. Raise if I had to let one live, who would it be? Tom Sewell or Tommy Robinson? I think as a person, Tom Sewell's more dangerous. Tommy Robinson, okay, it's weird. Tommy Robinson has a lot more influence, but he's a wuss and a dickhead. Tom Sewell is actually a dangerous person. So who's talking wants to be the ear grown on the back of a rat? Oh, I missed one. Mental image of Aidsy being willing to take any artificial organ, nothing to lose type of thing. Come out looking like Picasso. I mean, he would do it. Yes, Justin, I know Bob Catter Jr. is in Queensland Parliament. Oh yeah, I mean, but yeah, Rays, they're literally proudly calling out their pro-Nazi message. It's ridiculous. But I hear old Tommy Sewell is up on charges again, and given his previous charges, I think he is going to get locked away because he was quite the violent lad on the weekend, and it's like all caught on video. I was reading today, I think he has been charged, so he's probably going away. But yeah, like I said, I think he's genuinely dangerous. It's weird. Tommy Robinson seems to be more influential, but Tom Sewell's more dangerous. Oh God, Rays, I bet with the people you know, I bet you've heard some things. But yeah, with any luck, Dickhead is going to get put away. Because he should be put away. And he got a message notifying you of a new Medicare mental health clinic opening area. Walk in and free. See, that should be everywhere. Okay, speaking about clinics, walk-in, what I'm now seeing more and more of around uh, Melbourne is cannabis clinics, and they're calling them plant-based wellness centers. And it's like, oh, okay, we are definitely following the same path as the US, several years behind them. But what they had was like, okay, there's a gradually like medicinal marijuana was made legal, and then the dispensing of prescriptions for medicinal marijuana became a joke, and it was just like you would just get them, and so it got the stage where, because the medicinal marijuana thing was a joke, more and more governments just went, yeah, let's just legalize it, tax it. Hey, sir, you're a bit late, but here you are. And you got that in a local MP message. Well, that's nice. Props to the local MP for getting shit done. That is a good news piece. Oh, well, see, Thailand. Yeah, I've kind of read that because Thailand legalized a whole bunch of recreational drugs, but Thailand just attracts fuckwit tourists. Like, Madam Butterfly, I got your attention with cannabis, but you've got all the legal stuff in the US. Uh, we have decriminalized in a lot of places recreational use, but it's not legal. I think within 2 years there'll be legal weed shops in Australia. Razor on the fence. Why is great mental health? Oh yeah, it's a whole thing. Like alcohol's legal, and how alcohol is way more damaging and destructive than weed. But it's not like weed is wonderful and great and magical, because it's not. It has a whole bunch of downsides with it as well. It's just bizarre that no argument against legalization of weed holds up when you go, but alcohol's legal, and alcohol is so much more dangerous. Safi saw Gladiator 2. 9 out of 10, really. I feel like you're the only person in the world who liked it that much. Except Pat might have given it 10 out of 10. I didn't hate it, but it was kind of silly. Oh, God, that was ridiculous. I was just trimming a bit of orange peel off and then dropped it on the floor. What an idiot. Hannah, reading a book about the centre seemed to provide short, medium-term care, extended hours. No referral. I mean, honestly, that sounds really good. That sounds like such a positive. Saf, we were talking about Tom Sewell, if that's who you're talking about. So there's a goal to open 61 centres nationwide by 2026. I'm a fan. Yeah, that's right. Rays, Tom Sewell, not a Nazi, he's a proud Australian from New Zealand. He's a gosh darn foreigner. You get points by phone, walk in from emergency. I mean, I'm loving everything about that, Hannah. Safa, how's date night? Oh, Justin asked me earlier, but I will tell you, Safa, because you need to know. Date night was good. We went to a place called Bobby Pearl, Asian fusion. Food was good. We had a couple of cocktails. Well, we had 4 cocktails. 2 were okay, like 7 out of 10. 2 were much better. They were like 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. They were quite nice. But yeah, we had a nice time. And there was a place around the corner that we really liked. And I thought, oh, rather than having a third cocktail here, because we normally have 3 cocktails on date night, let's go to Societe, which is just around the corner, and have one there, because their cocktails are like 9 out of 10. Really good. I'll say, for Asian, it's Asian fusion. But Yeah, they do decent cocktails, but also with an Asian theme, like with pandan and Thai herbs and spices flavoring them. And you imagine it'll increase the number of people getting support. Oh yeah, the fact it walk-in mental health clinics, such a good idea. But also, just for a comparison, actually, they were doing a pretty good trade, Safa. Like we were there early. We at a like 6:30 start, and there weren't many people in there when we came in. But by 7:30, there were a bunch of people in there, so they were doing pretty good. It's free, a free walk-in mental health clinic. Oh my god, that's so good. That's just the best. But yes, Safa, I'm going to talk them down a bit. Like, so they had this creamy cocktail, supposedly flavored with pandan. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it tasted like milk. Whereas we went around to the place around the corner, Societe, had a creamy cocktail with a silly name like Christmas on the French Riviera. Oh my god, it was so fucking good. Just incredible. So yeah, a mental health walk-in mental health clinic covered by Medicare. That's just freaking awesome. That is really good. You know what I'm going to do? I look. Besides the cream liqueur, I literally okay. So here's the thing. Hot tip. This is a good thing for Christmas. Helia's Road. Their whiskey cream liqueur is like the best thing ever, and it normally sells for like $45-$50 a bottle. So it's like comparing that to like Bailey's. Bailey's to that is like McDonald's to a 5-star restaurant, but it's also much more expensive than Bailey's. But they had a thing with this stuff that they were trying to sell because it's got a best before date in December or something, which is ridiculous because it's alcohol. You just keep it in your fridge; it's not going to go off. But anyway, you can get a 6-pack, and the price is like $25 a bottle. Ridiculous. So I got a 6-pack and I'm just distributing them to people at work and just saying $25 one of these. And I'm going to keep 1 or 2 bottles and offload the others. But yeah, it's my hot tip. Also, great Christmas presents. Get a 6-pack and $25 a bottle. They're awesome. Safra, they're whiskey distilleries on Mornington Peninsula. Yes, the Chief Sun distillery is down towards the Mornington Peninsula. It's one on the Bellarine as well. The Whiskery, Teddy and the Fox. There are whiskey distilleries freaking everywhere, basically. And looking at the website, looks like centres opened largely rural areas. Oh my god, that's so good having them in rural areas. One of the northern suburbs of Brisbane, 5 minutes from the big hospital. Nice. Oh, Safa. Okay, if your parents are going to the Mornington Peninsula, around Dramana, there is the Jimmy Rum Distillery, which is awesome. What's the gin and wait a sec, I've got rum brandy from this distillery. What's it called? Just getting the brandy. What are they called again? Bass and Flinders. So just near Dramana, there's the Jimmy Rum Distillery, the Bass and Flinders Gin and Brandy Distillery, the Two Boys Restaurant, which is really good. I think I'm going there sometime soon with Mrs. Angry. We planned a few weekends away. We're going to Mornington. Yes, we did actually book in before the end of the year, and we're going to the Yarra Valley again. And we're going to go to another rum distillery, the Killick Distillery. It's all good. And I feel like one big thing come from COVID with the recognition of needing better mental health. Oh God, we all needed better mental health support during COVID, honestly. Anyway, so I'm going to do, on top of getting a 6-pack, I got a bottle of their single malt whiskey as well, because that pushed me above the free postage threshold. So effectively, I got like, another $15 off this. Safa, do I like whiskey and chocolate together? Depends what you mean. Do you mean a cocktail with whiskey and chocolate? Or would I like having a whiskey drink and a nice chocolate on the side? To which I would say yes. Safa, this stream was my mental health during COVID. That's why I stopped doing the shouty videos and thought, everything's weird and fucked. And I think we all need a chill zone. And that's why I stopped doing the angry shouty videos and started doing this. So if our sales are getting so bad lately, started your Christmas shopping already? Nice. Oh yeah, Safa. We were talking about the Corowa. The Corowa distillery is quite well known. Makes good whiskies. Anyway, so this is Tasmanian Heliers Road. Their single malt, their base single malt, 40% Aurora Australis, handcrafted with restless spirit in remote northwest Tasmania. I've never had this, so I'm going to compare it. It is time to do a whiskey tasting. All right, so we're going to do that. Oh, okay, I've got to compare it to Nova, my go-to from Starwood. And maybe this Black Flank, named after rock quality. And this is another Melbourne single malt. Or should I do an Archie Rose? Rye. What's this one? That's cask strength. I don't want to compare a cask strength. Okay, Brogan's Way. 4 Australian single malt whiskies. Let's do a taste comparison. All right. Okay. I think I'll do the Heliers Road first, actually. All right. Because this is a new bottle, do we get any good glug glug? We'll do ASMR. A little bit. It's got a bit of a wide neck, but we still got a little bit of glug glug. Not the best glug glug. There's a bit of it. So Starwood, Nova. The Heliers Road is quite a light coloured whiskey. Starwood's Nova has, oh Jesus, it's much more orange. Don't quite pour there. And this one as well. Black Flank is kind of between the two. 42%. Brogan's Way, 44.5%. So none of these are over the top. Come on, settle down. Settle down. All right. Whiskey tasting time. Okay, Heliers Road. What have we got? Tasmania. Oh, Melbourne. They're all Melbourne. Okay. Saying nothing in the news. Oh my God, social media has been hilarious since late last week about, hey, is Trump dead? I feel like he's dead. You get these fucking losers, right-wingers. It's terrible that there's people on the left are making jokes about Trump maybe being dead. Like, fuck you soft cock. Madam Butterfly, for December, you want to try 25 days of drinking. Birthday's December. Might end up missing some days trying to recover. Hey, Heine. Oh, wow, that smells so nice. What's that sort of raisins and brown sugar? Very typical, but kind of soft whiskey flavor for me. Ooh, oh, that's smooth, and it's like chocolate and honey. Damn. So what's that, Hannah? Convincing a child they've turned invisible? I missed the other one. We could start gaslighting Trump, pretending like he's dead and he's a ghost. He'd fall for it, honestly. And Safa, I made a thing for dinner with it was me trying like no pasta because I'm trying to get out of carbs. So it was like um, sausages and meatballs and a tomato sauce and beans covered in cheese and baked, and it was yummy. Actually, it was 3 minutes. Oh my god! Okay, that Aurora Australis is really good. So okay, Nova sells for about the same price as that one. Thanks, so. Oh, I have some new shirts. Does anyone want to see my new shirts that just got delivered today? Oh, that's yum. Fuck, I like Nova. That Helios Road's really good. So if you want to see the shirts, I did go to the office today actually. And you realise you're not going to be the fun aunt super if he gets older. Got to be the arsehole aunt convincing him he's invisible. I have seen videos of people doing that on YouTube, and it really upsets kids. Okay, I will show the shirts after I do the whiskey tasting. Okay, Black Flame. Whew. Tell you what, not regretting getting that Helios Road. It's really nice. Oh, that's right. Man, Australian whiskies are so good. And Brogan's Way. Brogan's Way don't usually make whiskey. They make gins. They make good gins. And your current favourite, the ones convincing children they need to wash fairy floss before they can eat it. Oh my god. Well, that's a bit sharper on the nose. God, they're all so good. Oh my god. Okay. There are actual videos of raccoons washing fairy floss because raccoons wash their food. They've got weird little human hands. And there's this video of like someone gives raccoon some fairy floss and they go to wash it when of course it dissolves to nothing, and they're doing wash and their hands go and they're like, what, where'd it go? So and one kid looks at his older sister with a bowl of blue liquid and dirty hands, says, you're sick. Do I like muesli bars? I don't love them. You know what I've got more into? Protein bars, which makes me sound like a gym bro, which I'm obviously not. Okay, shirts. Okay, this one. This is the one that I've had my eye on for ages that kind of convinced me to get the other ones. Like, look at that funky 50s, 60s design. Funky dude in a smoking jacket with his little gin booze cart. Freaking love that. That's cool. I like that. What's the next one? There's some very different ones. This is a really artsy one. Hannah, it is a 10 out of 10 shirt. Look at this one, really artsy one. It's like a still life. I got these because they're all really, really different. I haven't seen Celtic Tonight, Safa. Okay, what's this one? Oh, this is another cartoon character, Drunk Guy. This kind of like Don Draper, Drunk Guy. I quite like that. And also the red. I don't think I really have many red shirts. Greg, the front and back are the same. When I show the back, it's because it's easier to see it. If I show the front, it's because there's nothing on the back. Some of them have the same design on the front and the back. Some of them just have the design on the front and the back is plain. So this is like the back of, this is a kind of abstract one, but it's still cocktails. Yes, I'll throw a word for you for the shirts. So see, that's the back. See, that's the front. But it's kind of easier to see it on the back. But yeah, so okay, so this is another cartoon one. Look, it's James Bond. Got a gun and a martini. See, this is just plain grey on the back. It's like James Bond. I'm going to wash these before I wear them. They don't smell bad. Sometimes you get stuff, they smell like formaldehyde. Oh, this one I think is fun. I feel like this is like from a health commercial. It's like, that's what alcohol does to you. Look at the little cartoon guy drinking booze. Back's just black. I think just one more. Look how bright this one is. Bright orange. I don't think I have an orange shirt either. So I got this one just because it's really different and bright compared to anything else here. So super happy with that selection of shirts. And I was slightly surprised by them arriving today. How long did it take them to get here? It took a couple weeks, which is not bad coming from China. Like I didn't really get a warning that they would arrive today. They were just at the front door when I got home. Oh yeah, Hannah agreed. The orange one, summer cocktail shirt, poolside. So I'm going to wash them this weekend and start wearing them progressively. Okay, I'm going to use my tasting whiskey, make it old fashioned. Oh, yum. I made a new batch of my spiced apple brown sugar syrup. It's so freaking good. Okay. Use the rest of these little tasting bits I had. Is that enough to make a decent old fashioned? If not, I'll top it up with the Hellier's Road because that's a fucking good whiskey. This one. Oh, it needs a little top up from the Hellier's Road. It's such a sweet noise when it comes off too. Just a little top up. Shaboopy. There we go. That's all good in the hood. And I think we want some aromatic bitters. All right, aromatic bitters. There we go. Maybe one dash of orange bitters too. Okay. Whew. I like that. Orange one needs a straw hat. Cocktail drunk out of a coconut, definitely. So I'm probably going to retire a couple of my oldest cocktail shirts where the print is not very good. Like if you've ever done screen printing, you'll know if you do it badly, the colors kind of bleed under the stencil. I've actually got a few from the oldest ones I got where the print is actually so bad it's kind of bled. So I think I'll retire those and put the new ones into rotation. Am I going to give them into an op shop? I mean, every now and then we get these things in the letterbox. It's like a plastic bag, like, hey, put your old clothes in these, and they go to that. So equivalent, like, yes, it's like giving them to an op shop. I'll probably do that. Yeah, I'm not. I don't just throw them in the bin. Yeah, Celtic would have really liked seeing the shirts, wouldn't he? Oh fuck yeah! Ooh. So if that doesn't happen in the bush, yeah, we get it semi regularly. So I actually over the last year put a lot of clothes into those bags. Like they literally put this thing and it'll have a day of the week, like it'll say Tuesday. And what that means is next Tuesday, put this bag outside your front gate and someone will just pick it up. I know Celtic would have had a shirt overload with all of those. Well, I'm going to wash them on the weekend. I'll start wearing them next week. I know it's not, these things aren't from council, Safa. They're from various charities. So yeah, I've actually put a lot of clothes in them in the last year or two, trying to clear out my wardrobe. Oh my god, that's so fucking yummy. That Helios Road whiskey is really good. Tasty AF. I like it. I like it a lot. That is some good stuff. Started the night with my batched barrel-aged rum old-fashioned, which is really tasty. This blended whiskey old-fashioned, very different, but very yummy. So if you have that for soft plastics from local council. Yeah, I think they're restarting the soft plastic recycling here too. I don't know. Just go with the normal recycling. God, the Helios Road delivery today was a box like this fucking big and lots of stuff holding the bottles in place. So it was boxes in boxes. It was quite a bit of recycling went with it. So if your rubbish bin barely gets used, I mean, we don't produce a lot of rubbish. And the actual rubbish only gets picked up every second week. And if I miss one, it's no big deal because it'd take us much longer to fill up the bin. I should do more work to fucking, maybe I will because it's spring, cut back some overgrown things in the garden. If it's not, it's supposed to be quite warm this weekend, like 21, 22. If it's not raining, because they're also predicting rain, I try and do some gardening stuff, cut back some freaking ivy, chuck it in the recycling. Something like that. Oh, we've also got this tree. It's actually in our neighbor's yard, but it grows right over our fence and these really long branches. And it's these really fucking big leaves, kind of like rubber tree plants. I forget what it's called. Mrs. Angry's told me what the tree's called. I don't know. But it drops just huge amounts of these huge fucking leaves in our yard that dry up and go around, and we've got to clean them. I'm going to cut some more fucking branches off. But for the first time that I can remember since us moving in here, which was like 8 years ago, it's growing fruit and it's growing a lot of fruit. So when that ripens, I'm going to check it out, see if I can make a cocktail syrup from it, or maybe infuse it into a drink if it's any good. Yes, Safra, I mean green bin. I'm talking about getting some stuff for the green bin this weekend, because mostly all that gets in it is our kitchen food waste goes in the green bin. But I need to cut back some fucking plants. Like, I'm planning on cutting whole fucking branches off this tree because it just overhangs into our yard and drops so many. And I can only get a few because it's a really fucking big tree. And I can reach like the lowest branches and I go, well, at least if I cut off that branch, that's a few dozen fucking leaves that don't get dropped in our yard. And I mean, like I say, big fucking leaves. It's really annoying. Also, I noticed went for a walk with Mrs. Angry last weekend to a part of the suburb I don't walk through very often. And we have a lot of trees that grow, they're native trees, grow fruit that's called lily pilly. And there's a particular, there are a whole bunch of varieties of lily pilly. And there's some particular ones, some red ones I used to make syrups. And, you know, I've got some lily pilly infused gin that I made. I didn't make the gin. I had just regular gin and I infused it with these lily pillies. So I got a fruity gin, but it makes a really good sugar syrup. And it turns out in a different part of the suburb, there's different lily pilly trees that have a different but related fruit. And I'm kind of quite tempted to collect some of that and see what I can do with it. So, do I have any Japanese spring trees? What is a Japanese spring tree? And no, maple leaves are, like the maple leaf. These, the leaves I'm trying to explain on the tree, it's kind of like you get indoor plants. We used to call them rubber plants, rubber tree plants, these big green leaves. Lily pilly is edible, definitely, because do this thing where I make a syrup where it's like, lily pilly has quite a big seed in it for the fruit, but I like cut them open, take the seed out, cover them in sugar. You end up with this really red or almost red purple syrup, which is really good. But then you end up with this lily pilly fruit that's infused with sugar. And I don't know, like Mrs. Angry was putting that in desserts or putting it in smoothies or whatever. But yes, lily pilly is an edible native fruit. And I don't know, there's at least half a dozen variations of it. Different colors, some are more purple, some are more pink, some are red. They're different sizes and different shapes. Just in my neighborhood, there's at least 5 lily pilly variations. Just growing on the nature tree. Okay, Saf, what do they taste like? Excellent question. The closest taste I can equate them to is like pears. It's a very light, fruity flavor, and it reminds me of pears. But I mainly use them like they make a good syrup. Safa, I think they're friggin' everywhere. Like literally in my neighborhood, some of the trees, when they're fruiting, they're just so much fruit and it all just drops on the ground. I think the birds like it. But like I said, just in my neighborhood, there's at least 5 variations of lily pilly. The fruit is different sizes, different shapes, different colors. And it's kind of a spectrum, pink, red, purple. But they vary from, some of them are tiny little round ones, and some of them are like about 4 times bigger and really red. And some of them are round and some of them are elongated, like I said. And they seem to fruit at different times. Like our tree, like there's one in my yard and there's some around here, they were fruiting a couple months ago. But there are these other variations, like I said, and they're just a couple blocks away and they're fruiting now. And I was tempted to go and collect some of the fruit just to see what it was like. But I saved a lot in the freezer from our local one. So I've got a huge oversupply of it in the freezer. So oh my god, that was a really fucking good old fashioned. The blended whiskey old fashioned. Freaking yum is all I'm saying about that. Very, very tasty. Oh. A little bits of the cream liqueur are still in here. Like a little bit of dessert. Mm. So what's this? Yes, Age of Empires people foraging for fruit. What was amazing, like, okay, the early days of COVID, like we were saying, this was a sanity thing doing these streams, but also Kirsten put me on to this guy Henry, who was essentially the brand ambassador for a South Australian gin maker, and he was doing these live streams in Melbourne where he was hanging out with people from various bars and various distilleries and doing live streams and making cocktails. But he knew how to forage. He knew a whole spectrum of native plants that were edible and were good flavors. And he would go thing like he'd walk around and neighborhood, and sometimes it would be fruit, sometimes it would be leaves, and he would just make infusions with them and make cocktails. And it was wild because, like, okay, like I feel like I'm, living off the land because I use lily pilly, but that's like a really obvious fruit. But yeah, Henry would just he'd walk around a suburb and find a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, he was here in Melbourne. He was representing Applewood Distillery, which is in Adelaide, but he was here in Melbourne. And yeah, his live streams were great. And I think Kirsten's doing well. So I actually haven't talked to Kirsten for a little while. But she recently gave me some good recommendations for cocktail bars in Melbourne, which I took advantage of her recommendation. So was there any local fruit in Dubbo? The short answer is definitely yes. The slightly longer answer is I wouldn't have known it at the time. I wouldn't have had the interest, and I couldn't tell you exactly what was. Well, we're on the internet. What happens if I search indigenous fruit growing near Dubbo? What happens if I search that? Indigenous fruit. Oh, okay. So Kwandong and desert lime grow near Dubbo. Important bush foods. Kwandong, also known as native peach, sweet and sour peachy flavor, high vitamin C. Desert lime, native citrus, strong distinct flavor used. There you go. Well, there's a Facebook thing. Dubbo, New South Wales, we have an abundance of fruit. Let's look at that. Okay, someone in Dubbo growing for Joas. That's not indigenous to anything. Are there white fruit trees, Southern Highlands, Wollongong? Okay, so the internet tells me that there are, and of course I knew the answer would be yes. There would be native fruit growing around Dubbo. Suffer, did I fart in the Dubbo local pool? I pissed in the Dubbo local pool. We had a joke when I was a kid that there was they could put an additive in the pool water that would turn red if you pissed in it. And I don't think that was true. Well, it definitely wasn't true with the local pool, but I don't know that it was an actual thing. But it became a joke that they could do that. So I'd be swimming in the pool with my brothers and someone go, oh, water's turning red. And you should get away from them because that means they're pissing in the pool. So far, not all regional pools are the size of Olympic pools. Dubbo's main swimming pool was called the Olympic pool. It was like a 50-meter pool. It was supposedly an Olympic length pool. You get varying things in the country towns, varying quality pools. But going to the pool in Dubbo was a big firkin thing because it got super fucking hot in summer. And some people, I was never really a river person because, like most towns, there was a river running through the town. And some people would be really into the river. I was not so much into the river. I would go to the pool. But, it varies. I mean, like, there was a place that used to pass, like, when I was doing road trips with the young uns when they were young, going to Dubbo for Christmas. There's a town we could stop at. They had a mineral pool. And once we found that, every time we did it, they wanted to stop and swim in the mineral pool, which, I don't know, probably had toxic levels of algae in it, quite honestly. Madam Butterfly, note to self, never get in the pool with me. Being in the pool. Yeah, I'm just saying. Greg calling me a river snob. So there were two main things to do in the river. One was the swings. People would install rope swings on some of the bigger trees. And that was, oh God, that was a whole fucking thing. If you were really into it, these swings, some of them, you would be, I don't know, 10 meters might be too much, but you would be at least 5 meters above the water at the high peak. Like there's a rope swing attached to a tree branch. You pull it up on the bank and go out and you swing at the high point. You would be at least 5 meters above the water. And then people let go of the swing and just... No, I was too much of a wuss. I wasn't doing that. But there was also one point of the river, there was a bend in the river, it slowed down. And there was actually a lot of, it was, instead of the bank being steep, it was quite flat. And it was sandy. We locals called it Sandy Beach. I would go there sometimes. Safa, what town's the mineral water pool in? Excellent question. I don't remember. I don't even remember if it's in Victoria. Okay, what happens if I search country town mineral water water pool? If I see the town name, I might remember it. Barmedan Mineral Pool, New South Wales. I don't think it's that one. I'll look it up though. It's not Dalesford. I don't think it's this one, Barmedan. Let me look it up on a map. Near West Wyalong. Oh shit, maybe. That might be it. Because that's on the way to Dubbo. Shit, that might be it. Okay, that picture doesn't look like it. What the fuck? I think I might have found it. I think it might be Barmedman. 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 God, I think that might be it. Wait. I'm just gonna I'm gonna do an image search. I think if I see some pictures of it, I'll recognize. Oh shit, that might be it. Might be. Near West Wyalong, anyway. Oh god. Greg, you talking about swimming in the Yarra? God, the Yarra's so fucking toxic. There's a joke I had about the Ghost Rider movie, Nicolas Cage, that was filmed in Melbourne. He drives into the Yarra at some point. I went, no, even if you're a supernatural being, you end up in the Yarra, you're going to die. It's so fucking toxic. Yeah, I think it might be Barmedman. Because it looks like it's on the way to Dubbo. But it's kind of green and slimy, but we do it. Oh god. My young'uns were so funny when they were young'uns and doing long road trips to Dubbo. Oh, like where are we? So it's like, with breaks, depending how long you took breaks, the drive to Dubbo was a 10 to 12 hour drive. And so we would take a lot of breaks. But yeah, they would really get to. When did they visit Dubbo last? I don't know, when they were teenagers. So definitely haven't done it for like 10 or 15 years. Because it's just a fucking drag. Greg agrees the air is too toxic. He'll mutate if you're in there. So, Saf, you're saying West Wyalong's about 3 hours from you? Yeah. I literally think that might be it, the one, Isaac, because I don't remember the name. It's just a really little town. But again, because, going Christmas, December, it's usually hot as fuck. So jumping into a mineral pool was a good cleaning off thing. But yeah, I think that was maybe it. But even seeing it, the Barmedman didn't really ring a bell, but it kind of looks right. Do I think the two funniest things from the really long road trips with the young'uns? One was there's a bit. Oh god, it was probably somewhere near the border of Victoria and New South Wales. But we're in farmland, which was dead flat for as far as they could see, and it was one of the times where there was time of year it had all been ploughed up, so there were no features as far as the eye could see. It was just flat, ploughed up dirt. And of course, when the young'uns are little is, one of the things we do to pass the time was playing I Spy. That we're keeping going for a while, driving along, and in this area where it was just flat, plowed dirt for as far as the eye could see. I'm saying, can we play I Spy? And I said, there's nothing to see but dirt. I said, can we play I Spy anyway? And I'd say, yeah, sure. Okay. And we do this thing like, I spy with my little eye something beginning with mm, mm, D. And then they'd laugh and then they'd go, is it a dog? And I go, no. Is it a donut? No. And they go, is it dirt? And I'd go, yes. And then they'd laugh hysterically that it was dirt. Actually, you're right, Safa. That was Mrs. Angry texting me. She's going to bed a little early. The second funniest thing was the thing that young Ms. Angry did. She was very precocious as a youngster. Like, I think she was well under 10 years old when she did this. Driving, we were most of the way there. Like, we were going through Parks, which was the last town before Dubbo, basically. And we're driving along, and I would stop like when I thought they needed to stop. And we're going through Parks, and little Miss Angry, less than 10 years old, says, can we stop here? And I said, yeah, we can find somewhere to stop. Will it be a park? And she went, no, can we just stop? Can we not drive anymore? And I'm like, well, we can't stop here because we're not at Dubbo yet. And she goes, I'm just sick of it. Can we just stop? I said, but we don't know anyone here. And she said, we should stop somewhere and knock on someone's door. And when they answer, we would introduce ourselves, and then they would know us and we could stop here. And I was like, that is a pretty awesome idea, but we're not doing it. So for these days, Parks, which is Parkes, which is named after some British novel, Sir Henry Parkes, I think. These days, it's famous for an annual Elvis festival, which sadly was not a thing when I was in Dubbo, because that kind of would have been fun, driving half an hour to go to an Elvis festival. And Safa, my weekend bacon baguettes were good. Thank you very much. The dish is what Parks is most famous for, the radio telescope. Safa, I'm a late stage bloated Elvis, quite honestly. But Elvis never grew the facial hair. I don't feel like shaving my facial hair off. I remember we did a school excursion to the radio telescope because it's weird. I think it's just there because there's not much interference out there. Oh yeah, Tamworth Country Music Festival was going when I was in Dubbo, but I fucking hated country music and I wouldn't go. I probably like country music more now than I did when I was in Dubbo. So I think I could enjoy the Tamworth Country Music Festival unironically now, but it's kind of like growing up in Dubbo, the local AM radio station just it was either playing country and western or shit top 40 stuff, and I hated all of it. But I can appreciate good country music now, so I could probably enjoy the Tamworth Country Music Festival. There would doubtless be performers that I didn't like there. Country music and whiskey, hell yeah. Great combo, Safa. The moonshine. Ooh. No, that's actually my barrel-aged rum old-fashioned I'm having another hit of before bedtime. No, Safa, there was no fucking FM radio when I was in Dubbo, mate. There was local ABC AM and the local commercial radio station 2DU. Now, Of course, you get regional Triple J. I think there's probably at least 4 radio stations they can get in Dubbo now, at least. But there were two, like ABC AM. No fucking way was I going to listen to ABC AM. Fuck no. Probably, maybe ABC Classical too. I don't know. But yeah, the commercial station was 2DU, and fucking hell, man. That was some shit. God, how different would life have been when I was a young'un if fucking Triple J broadcast a Dubbo, which would have been Double J back in the day. But oh my God, just having something different would have made all the difference in Dubbo. But we didn't have it, so that's just the way it goes. Well, you know what? I just want to wait. Have I got? Oh yeah, I've got my little. Okay, I got my smoking kit here. So I did this video last week. I didn't have. Got my little smoking UFO. I didn't have the new blowtorch, which actually seems. Now I've juiced it up with butane. Seems really good. I just want to see how well this works. Got some red gum wood chips here. I have some applewood wood chips somewhere, and I don't know where. We'll put some red gum in. Well, it was red gum. Well, it was only 19. Put that back. And now, this is a very sexy little blowtorch. I like the way it looks, kind of like a gun. Right, okay. So we got the UFO on the glass. We torch it. Oh, what the fuck? Ugh, the butane's out in the kitchen. Why is it? Oh my God, that's so annoying. So this grand idea, and it didn't work. No, definitely not. Okay. Fuck it. I'm going to bring the butane in here. Not going to do it tonight. Okay, that's ridiculous. I'll try it again on Thursday, I guess. Like that failed miserably. I need to bring the butane in here. Oh, that's so annoying. Actually, a little bit of smoke did go into here. Which I quite like the butane. Yeah, the blowtorch wants to sleep. I want to sleep, but I'm going to bring the butane in here for Thursday night. I'm definitely going to make another effort to smoke a cocktail, I think. But I will let it go. But that was quite. You yawned. I'm going to yawn. I'm going to go to bed. I got this little bit. Made a new liqueur, which I'm barrel aging. I want to barrel age for at least a week. So just use little bits of this until it's ready. The old Motown song. Get ready, because here I come now. Greg, I've had issues with the smoke alarm. Well, there's no smoke alarm in here. There is one in the hallway. And you don't want one in the kitchen because there's a, but I would have to make a lot of smoke to set off the smoke alarm. Doing the smoky cocktails makes for a very localized bit of smoke. If there was an actual smoke alarm in this room, it might go off, but it's in the hallway, so it's not going to go off. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to go to bed, which means eating the cherry before I go to bed. So, for funny you should ask about smoke alarm battery. Real estate agent. Okay, so a few months back, I don't remember if it was 3 months ago or longer. You know how smoke alarms make the beep noise when the battery's flat? So one of us doing the beep noise. So, okay, we need to take that down and replace the battery. We took it down, and then Mrs. Angry looked. This is a very old plastic smoke alarm, and she looked at it, and there was an actual sticker on it that says, "This whole smoke alarm needs to be replaced by this day." And it was like 3 or 4 years ago. It's like the unit needed to be replaced, and we talked to the real estate agent and said, "Hey, like we were just changing the batteries," and it said the whole unit should have been replaced 3 or 4 years ago. And the agent said, "Oh, the owners, okay, so we, like there's a responsibility to have smoke alarms checked every now and then, and we were going to do it." And the owner said they had someone do it, and we said, "Nobody has ever come here and done it." And the real estate agent went, and they said to the owners, like, "Yeah, this is actually the law. You've got to do that." So someone came around and I looked at it and said, "Oh, yeah, no, fuck. These things are so old." And so we got new smoke detectors in the house this year. FW, in your house, they installed a smoke machine. No, you don't. Yeah, no. You don't do it near the stove. We've got 2 at different ends of the house, but not in the kitchen. You don't have it in the kitchen. So for yours is from 2008. Mine was saying it should have been replaced, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. But it did get replaced this year, so, that's good. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Going to thank all you fine and funky folk for hanging out this evening. And that is true, Heine. Smoke detectors have a small amount of radioactive material in them which decays. Madam Butterfly, one early morning a smoke alarm went off, didn't bother getting up. You were willing to die in bed. Fair enough. I don't suffer. The dude replaced it straight away. It's like when the agent said to the owner, "You've been lying to us. You've been telling us you had someone inspecting them, and the tenants confirmed you didn't. So we're sending someone around." And they replaced them. So we got new smoke detectors this year. But that's all good. I'm going to bed. You'll take care of yourselves. All things being equal, I'm going to be back on Thursday night. I think I'm probably going to make some short cocktail videos, which I haven't done for ages. I think for like a month. I'm going to try some new cocktails I haven't tried before. But you'll take care. I will see you another time. Stuff what I'm watching tomorrow. I know we're watching Deadwood. We maybe need to find something else to mix it up with. But I'll see you another time, and bye for now.
You are totally